From here, the time is 8:15 a.m. I I'm so sorry for joining this live late, so 15 minutes late. Like, so sorry for that. So just setting things up. How's everything out there? How's life out there? Hope you guys are doing good. How is the family, the weather? Right now, it is very cold here. Like today is so cold. What's the weather now? The weather right now that I'm speaking to you guys is minus 29 degree. So minus 20 is so cold this morning. And minus 29 degrees even still fair. So let me just trying to open. So it feels like one thing about weather in Canada is that let me see if I can turn my laptop. Like turn on my camera. So you see minus 29 degree. So so one thing about weather in Canada is we have the normal weather like minus 29 degree, but you don't have, you see, if you look at that minus 29 degree, like you can get it wrong. So what you need to target is what we call the real feel or feels like the wind condition. So it will, the normal weather is minus 29 degree, but due to the wind condition, so it will now feels like, some feels like will be like minus 35, minus 40, minus 38, and so on and so forth. So the weather condition is minus 29, but the real feel right now, due to the wind condition, so it feels like minus 33. So which is so cold. So now, so eyes live out there. Yeah, good morning, Mr. Um Nwabazi. Like good morning everyone. So good morning. This morning, like we should talk about um the topic I have today is due to this homelessness in Canada, like because of these recent videos that pop up. So let me see if I can remove my camera, my charger here, and put my camera right here. I think it's stable that way instead of, yeah. I want to stable the camera so that to not be going up and down. So due to the homelessness in Canada, not just Canada alone, like everywhere in the Western world, even in the UK, in the USA, um, there are so many homeless people, around. And because they are homeless, so it is very easy to get used to drugs, and and they become a drug addict. So, but let's focus this video on our fellow immigrants in Canada. So like Nigerians, anywhere, like Indians. So homelessness is not just, doesn't focus on just one tribe alone. Yeah, it's evening in Port Harcourt. Wow. So right now this is 8:19 a.m. So as I'm speaking to you, I is live in Port Harcourt. So if you have any question, you can drop your questions, as a comment below, and definitely, so you can drop it in the chat, and I'll reply to your question. I think I'll be doing this live, maybe once or twice in a week, because a lot of you have been like, you guys want to ask me so many questions, but the thing is that I have my normal 9 to 5 job. I go in the morning, come back in the evening. That is just my stable income. And as a content creator, like, yeah, I still want to, be part of you guys to answer it and everything. But there is no way I can answer your question on my Instagram page. I always read most questions. But the question is, some people, they are just like me. They don't know how to drop one question at a time. So I hope you guys understand me. It's just like me also. If I want to chat, I'll just start, hello, how are you doing? Okay, can I ask something? And all that. So, and some they know, like, just drop your hi, Taiwo, I want to ask you about something, something, something. So, if you want to ask me a question and you just drop I don't have the time to now start replying hello and all that. So I feel the best way is just to create this live channel so that if you have any question, we can communicate. Even I can join you. I think on YouTube, I can just invite you to the live. You say what you have in mind, to talk about. Then I'll give my opinion or my advice on that instead of chatting and all that. I'm also bad in chat. Like I am very, very, very bad in chatting. So so now that is just it. I'm very, very bad in chatting. Like so now, and I understand if also people chat with me and I don't really understand what they are saying. I'll just be like, we are the same when it comes to this. So now we'll talk about homeless in Canada and all that. So now, as an immigrant, see, coming abroad right now in 2025, don't is different from 1970 or in the early 2000 or anything. Things have changed. A lot of things have changed in this country, especially Canada. But I'm going to generalize it. Because anything that is happening in the US is also happening in Canada and around the world. So, if as an immigrant, if you plan to come abroad, like if you plan to come to Canada or the US right now, don't just have it in mind like, I beg, let me just get the visa. Let me see if I get the visa like this. I like as soon as I enter Yankee or enter Ontario or enter UK or anywhere, I go sort myself out. The thing no dey work like that again. Like e no dey work again. Like in the early 2000, yeah, maybe it works. But right now, a lot of people doesn't care anymore. So, and because a lot of people have used that same method, and right now, one thing is that before, if you enter, for example, Canada now, and you don't get anybody, like there's nobody, you don't have anyone, you just come in with a visa, no money and everything like that. We have what we call homeless shelters. That is where people will stay. So in the early 2000 like that, so we don't really have much homeless people lying on the streets. I think all this homeless stuff happens, let's just say like 5 years ago. Things just change. Before, though they are homeless, but they are not rampant as at now. So now that is it. Like if you now come right now, and that is what a lot of people are made, that is a mistake a lot of people are making now. As soon as they come in, even in the homeless shelters, there is no space because they are full. Like there is no even space right now. They will just give them one umbrella, like one canopy, all these small canopies, like a tent. All this, I don't know if you've seen that kind of a tent. So now all these homeless small tents, and tell them to go to one open field and sleep there. As a Canadian, all these white people, they are used to this weather. But as a Nigeria, you are not. See, there is no way. The weather right now in my town, in my city, is minus 29 degree, not minus zero. See, to turn water to ice is 0 degree. Now let's talk about minus 29 degree. That is so, and that is the weather right now. If you check on weather, I'm in Fort McMurray, Alberta. Go to your Google and type in weather right now in Fort McMurray. It is minus, and that is not even the actual weather. The actual wind condition is minus 35. So there is no way as in Nigeria you will survive outside. All these white people, they are used to it, they will definitely survive, but there is no way. That is why a lot of what's it called, blacks are dying in all these homeless shelters. Even in the homeless shelter sef, the heater, like the heater, like the temperature they set their heater is not always warm. That a lot of people, I read it in the news that a lot of blacks are complaining that, oh, this this temperature like is not so warm for them. They need a warm, because where we are coming from now is plus 35 and everything, but now you enter minus 35 or minus 40 in the winter. There's no way you can survive in that. So my advice is, coming to Canada, in short, coming to any abroad in 2025 as a fellow black person, don't just think about the visa alone. Also come with a plan, and that is it. The plan will take you more. And don't go. And what people say is, if you have people in Canada, like you have someone where you're going, like stay with that person. It is better than surviving alone. And another thing is that, don't come with your family. People will be like, come with your family, then maybe everything. For me, I will say, don't come with your family. It is better to fight that war alone than to come with your family. Then you all are now struggling and everything. Because I'm seeing your question. I'm going to reply to your question. Just yes. As soon as I'm done, I will definitely reply to everyone's question. So everyone has their own opinion. Like, okay, anytime I'm going, I'll just come with my family and everything. For me, I've seen so many things that is happening, and like inside here, and I'm talking to you as a brother. Like, the best way to come, if you have the money, like you are coming with money to survive, you can come with your family. But if you are like, because of the exchange rates, we know like there is not much at hand, come alone and fight that war. Get a job, get a shelter, settle down, then bring your family. At least by then you will know that they will be like, they will survive. So even on your own income, before your wife or your husband get a job and everything. Because now, for example, let's say you come with your family, and that is what is happening right now. You come with your family, you enter Ontario right now. There is no job for like 3 4 months. You are still hustling, no job. There is no way. If you are here alone, that small income, maybe all this under the table job, will survive you alone. You'll be able to pay for, you as a guy, as a man, or as a woman, will definitely know how to survive and everything. But if you are now here with your family, you will also be thinking about your family, your children, everything and everything. So there is no way you can survive in that. So now, and also, living in this country, you can decide to move to another town that has a better opportunity. But because you have a family, you will not want to move. Please don't forget to click on the like button. Please, I'm having 3 likes. Just give me a like, I beg. Like, just give me just a like. Just click on the like button. At least I want more people, to join this live. So just click on the like button as you're watching this video. I think the like is on, just tap the screen, or kind of, I think that is where the like is. So that is it. So now let me go on the first question. My first question is from Bolu Atife. How can I come to Canada as an heavy equipment technician? Thanks for the like. So as an heavy equipment technician, like, I don't know, I need to know, what heavy equipment technician are you? That is how I can to answer that question. I need to know the heavy equipment technician. Heavy equipment technician, yeah. Uh as we have so many stages. So we have the light heavy equipment technician. So now they are maybe just fix all these generators, all these plate tempers, jumping jacks, all this light equipment. And we have the normal heavy equipment that they repair all these forklift, telehandler, all these trucks and all that. So they are different. So they are in the same line, but that is it. One, you get the journeyman in 3 years, and the second you get the certification in 4 years. So it depends on the pathway that you are. Like I need to before I'll be able to answer. I need to know the heavy equipment technician that you are. So is it a light heavy equipment or the heavy equipment technician? So yeah, good evening, Mr. Chidi. How's it going now? How is Imo State? Yeah, thanks for the like. Thanks for the like. I really appreciate your like. Please don't forget to give me a like. Just tap on the like button. So, aside college, is there any other way I can come to Canada to study heavy equipment technician? Yes, yes, we have another way. Uh, Another way is from like this. Your question is now you are the same person that asked like, how can I come to Canada as an heavy duty. That your question. Maybe I didn't read it well. I thought maybe you are an heavy duty equipment technician in Nigeria. So you are now asking how can you come to Canada as an heavy duty? That is what I thought. But now I think I'm getting what you're saying now. Aside from college, is there any other way? There are other ways to become an heavy duty technician here. The most popular, see, people don't really go to school to study heavy duty here. All these I'm saying it to you, I'm saying the fact, people don't go to school like to all these colleges to study heavy duty here. People go to the trade school to study, not colleges. Well, I know some colleges that offered some heavy duty technician, but they only teach you the what's it called the theory part, and that is what is happening. So, but later on, you now go to the trade school. We have a trade school here in all over Canada. Like we have trade schools that would, their job there is to train people on heavy duty on all equipment. And coming see, when it comes to trade is large, is broad. You can become an heavy duty technician. I think I'm going to make a video, but this video, I don't want to make this video by myself. I have a friend that is here in Canada like for almost 15 years. So he's in power engineering. Like, so now power engineering also is part of trade, but people don't really know them, and this they are making a lot of money. So as a power engineer, so power engineering, like, but don't let me go on that. Let me answer your question. So now, if you are in Canada, and the best way to come to Canada now is to come through study route. Like, is the fastest. That is why people are going through the study route, but it is the most expensive route. It is very, very expensive. At least now, to to be in the study route right now, you'll be spending more than $20,000. It's not everybody that have that $20,000 so in their bank account, but it's the most fastest way to come to Canada, and it's the most fastest way to become a PR also in Canada. So if you come here, if you take the study route, I will advise you that choose a course. Like if you want to come to Canada using the study route, choose a course that goes on the trade. At least you can still study like AVDT technician or NDT technician. That is non-destructive technician like NDT. So you can do all these courses in Canada. Then as soon as you are done with your 1 year or your 2 years course, apply for a trade school. So that is it. Apply for a trade school. So trade schools are not expensive. At least for trade schools in Canada, you'll be spending in a semester, maybe it's like 2,500. So per semester. So like they don't do like semester kind of. So in trade school, you will do the practical aspect. Like you'll be going to your job, you have a job, a company has to hire you as an apprentice. So before you can go to trade school, before they can enroll you in a trade school, because something, a pink paper, a company will give you a pink paper to take to a trade school. So let me, I want to say it in a way that everybody will understand. For example, now I have a shop, a mechanic shop here in Canada. So if I need an apprentice, like someone that will be assisting me, it's just like an apprentice in Nigeria also. So if I need an apprentice, like someone that will assist me in picking one or two things, I will look for somebody around like, so do you want to become an apprentice? Hey, do you want to become an apprentice? If you have interest to become an apprentice, you will come, you will apply to become an apprentice. Then I will give you a pink paper. In Alberta, we call it pink paper. So I'll give you a pink paper, you have it. It's just like an agreement between both of us. Like right now, you're an apprentice in my shop. So that pink paper is what you now take to a trade school, that now you are now an apprentice. So for the next 8 months, you'll be working in the shop. You'll be learning one or two things. How to change oil, how to change filters, how to do this, how to do that for the next 8 months. While you are doing that, you'll be getting paid. Like, let's say you'll be getting paid like $20 per hour. So, because you are still an apprentice, $20 per hour. So, and after 8 months, you will now go to school for the next 3 months. Let me see, 8, 9, 10, like 10, 9, 10, 11. So now you go to school for the next 3 months. Then on the last month, which is the 12 months, you do exam. So we call it a defend exam. So to defend all that thing that you've been learning for the past 8 months in my shop, you will now do that exam in the trade school. So the next 3 months, they will teach you the because you have been learning the practical aspects in the shop. So they will teach you the theory aspect. You'll be doing some theory, you'll be doing some practicals and everything. And the last month, you now do exam to defend. We call it defend exam. So to defend what you've been learning so far, for the last 1 year. So as soon as you pass, you become a second year apprentice. So you become, so that as a second year apprentice, you will not get paid $20 anymore. You get paid like $25 or $30, depending on your location. So all these things I'm just saying, it all depends on location and the job you are doing. So you let's say they pay you $25, which is not bad as a second year apprentice. So now, and it's the same thing again and again and again for the next 8 months you'll be doing. But as a second year apprentice, you are not changing oil anymore. So now you are now changing light bulb. You are now fixing some things. You are now changing brake pad. Changing rotors. Doing advance in the job. And after 8 months, you go to trade school to defend what you've been learning so far. If you pass, then you become a third year apprentice. So that is it. And all this you'll still be learning, you'll be getting paid. It's just like a normal job. So it's as easy as that. So it's just like a normal job. But if some course, like for example, automotive technician, like all those people that repair cars, cars mechanic. So now you only need 3 years to become a car mechanic, but in heavy duty, you need 3 years and also you need 4 years. So depend on where you're working, the company that you're working for. Some companies will only allow you to do 3 years, but some company, like the company I work for before, they will only allow you to work 3 years. So now in trade school. So after 3 years, you become a journeyman. Because the reason why is that what we are doing there doesn't require 4 years technician, 4 years apprentice. So those companies that offer 4 years apprentice are all this truck mechanic. Truck mechanic, you are dealing with so many big trucks and everything. So you need 4 years in school. But in normal engine repairs and everything, it's just 3 years. So now that is it. But all these you still be getting paid while you're studying and all. So I think I replied your question. So my name is Solomon. I'll be coming to Ontario, okay, Toronto next month, and I want to go into every details and operator. How can I go about? Okay, Solomon, it is very easy, and I've made so many videos on this, on how to become an operator. So it is very, very easy. You come in next month. My advice for you is that as soon as you've landed, congratulations on your visa. On As soon as you landed, look for heavy duty training school around you in Ontario, in any location that you are in. Going to Toronto, so in any location you find yourself, it is very easy. Just go to Google and type in heavy duty equipment training school. See, you will find them around you somewhere. So they are everywhere in Canada. Or maybe we have Sunbelt, we have United Rentals, we have Levitt, we have Brant. We have so many training schools, and they are everywhere in Canada. Registered. It is not that expensive. People always think it is expensive. It is not expensive. To become a forklift operator, like you said, heavy duty. So let me start with a forklift operator. It costs just $300 to become a forklift operator. So in Canada, $300 registered, and go for the training school. So you do the class, then you do the online you did the on class, like the normal classroom training, and you do the physical training, like the normal practical training. So all this is just one day. I bet you before the end of that day, you will be able to operate a forklift and you get certified. So it's a day training. It's not 2 days. It's not 3 days training. It's not 5 days training. It's just one day training. So, and before the end of the day, you will get certified and you become a certified forklift operator. I will advise you, you don't need to learn a forklift from Nigeria. If you have it, or if you have the opportunity, there's nothing bad in learning it from Nigeria, but it is better to learn it here because the way everything is different here. So the way they will taught you in the Canadian standard here, different from Nigeria. So, but if you know how to operate it, or you have privilege, maybe one of your friend has a forklift or one heavy equipment or a telehandler, a loader, anything, you can learn it from Nigeria. Most of these equipment are the same. They have the same control, old or new. They are the same. So if you have the privilege to learn it from Nigeria, fine. So learn it from Nigeria. But if you don't, there's no need of wasting your money to learn it from Nigeria. Come here, it's $200-300. And the certification they will give you here is what you will need. So you cannot tender any certification from Nigeria here. They will not allow it. They will not, like, they will just, even they can reject your application because of that. So because Canada always believe in what we call the Canadian experience. So they will always want you to know how to operate in the Canadian way, kind of. So that is it. I believe I answered your question. So it's the same thing, not just forklift alone. It's the same thing with skid steer. It's the same thing with loader. It's the same thing with every other heavy duty equipment out there. There are training centers everywhere in Canada. Okay. Uh, okay. Let me see. Imo State. Oh yeah. Thank you, Jerry, Mr. Chidi. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Is there a way to take a journeyman rescue certification exam if one has the experience from Nigeria? I currently work as an heavy duty generator. Okay, a technician with an HND. Yes. Thank you for the question. Yes, there are ways you can take the you can we call it the defend examination. So it is much easier. I will advise you if you want to come to Canada or maybe you are in Canada, it is much easier to do that in Ontario. So that is why you see most Nigerians going to Ontario. We have many Nigerians. This is one of my tools. So, so we have so many Nigerians in Ontario because it is much easier. In Alberta, it is hard, kind of, because we don't really have much people that defend in Alberta, and the program in Alberta is more strict. They always believe that USA and everything, but so it's more strict for especially immigrants coming from uh, from Africa or maybe from Asia and everything. So that is why before let me start in Alberta because I'm based in Alberta. In Alberta, it is very hard for you to defend um, your profession as an heavy duty in Alberta. They will allow if you paid for the course, if you registered for the course, so of to defend your trade, there is no way you will not pass it because they will set the question in the Canadian standard and everything. So they will advise you to look for a job first to practice the trade, to get used to how things are being done in Alberta for like a year or two. Then before you should before you come back, then apply to defend your cause. So that is why like where I'm working now, I hired someone a few months ago. The guy is from Filipino, so he's very good. He's very good, just like you said. He's very good in repairs and everything. So but he's not a journeyman. So now he's not, it doesn't have any any ticket and everything. So, but you can still get a job if you're not a journeyman because what you have is what we call handwork. It's not something that anybody out there have. So, uh, what we now do is that we hire them as what we call a triage. There's a profession is like in trade we call them triage. So triage is like someone that knows that job but doesn't have the experience the certification for that due to the government the country policy and everything. The person doesn't have the certification for that trade. So now we call them triage. So what you do is that if for example this is my camera, so if for example now you can repair this camera now, you know how to repair it but you don't have the certification to back up your experience. So as a you will hire you as a triage. Then I'll give you, if a customer come to repair this camera, I'll give it to you to repair. But before I return this camera to the customer, after you repair the camera, after everything is okay and everything, I will have to check as a journeyman, like as a certified tradesman. I will have to check the camera, to see that everything is in perfect condition, that you do a great job and everything. Like the customer will not come back and complain or maybe sue the company that, hey, these people, you cause a damage to more damage to my camera and everything. So I will have to check, supervise, and okay, yeah, everything is good, no problem, before I give back this camera to the customer, and that is it. So now for that, you have the experience. Most people have that experience, but because they don't have the certification, so they work as a triage. and they will get paid, but less pay. For example, let's say maybe if you have the certification, you should be paying like $45 per hour, but because you are in a 3 year, you'll be paying like $35 per hour, $38. Like your money will reduce a little bit. So that is how it's been done. So now it is, but in Ontario, it is very, very easy to defend your cause, your trade in Ontario. So if you are in Ontario, it is very, very easy. Like it is very, very easy. You can just go to the trade, to the municipality, and register to defend your trade. Then they will set you an exam, ask you to do one or two things, and if you pass, definitely you'll get your journeyman. Okay, I'm coming to Canada on a PR. We would like to know if this is a path I can follow. Yeah, yeah, yes. Yes, it's a path you can follow. Like, one thing about trade in Canada is one of these best job out there that you can never go broke with it, and they are always hiring. Like, they are always hiring. You don't need to look for a job before you find one. You will definitely see one. Like like, especially heavy duty. You definitely see one. Like, come on, there are people. Or every company is looking for someone out there. So every company is looking for someone. So you definitely you is one of heavy duty industry in Canada right now is very, very, very lucrative, and not just as a technician, even as an operator. So you will definitely make it out there. So like it's sure for you. Like that is it. So how much will it cost me to apply from Nigeria? So I have a big tech and pure. This your question. Like this question, this question is I don't know this question, Mr. Bolu Atife. Like how much will it cost me to apply? Like there is if you want to come in to Canada as an heavy duty technician, the best way to do is to um, look for a college that offers heavy duty technician. So that is it. You have to do your homework, look for a college, because there is no international student cannot apply to become a trade school in Canada. So you have to come in as an international student if you can afford it, then look for a college that offers that, then apply it through it. Or maybe come in as a PR, then you can apply to go for a trade school. A PR can, go for a trade school. So that's it. So now, but do your homework. Just go to Google, check schools in Canada that offers trade courses. So pay for the money, and I wish you all the best of luck. I have limited time online. What's the time now? 8:54. So now, uh, my mom said I should ask how much will it cost to process all this, and the best way to enter, considering the fact that school is, yeah, school is very expensive, but it is expensive. But if you have the money, I will say this, Bolu Atife, if you have the money, go for it. At least once you get here, and a backup from home. At least if you have a sponsor, like someone that will pay for your school fee back home, like maybe your mom, like you said, if your mom can handle your school fee, if you get here and you are not lazy, you will definitely find a job to pay for your house rent and to feed yourself. That's it. The most important part is not to be out of school. You don't want to come to Canada to be homeless, or maybe not like you can't afford to pay your school fee. So, but if you have someone that can pay for your school fee, a sponsor, you know, go for it. It's not that hard. Now, if you get here, no matter how tough the country is, you will definitely find a job to pay for your house rent and to feed yourself. So this that shouldn't be hard to do. So the most important one is to get a school fee. You know, the school fee is very expensive. So if I applied to a company for heavy duty course, if I finish, it is easy for me to get it work and also pathway. Yeah, yes, it is very, very easy. It is very, very easy to find a job as an heavy duty operator. If you have the certification, as soon as you are done, they will handle you a certification. Like the company will give you a ticket. I'm looking. I think I have my own journeyman ticket. So let me see. I don't have it here, but this is my badge. Like this is my I don't want to show my details, but like all my IDs and everything. So it's online. So now if you have um like if you pass your you do your heavy duty course and you passed, they will give you a ticket and you get a job, and with that you definitely apply use that as a pathway to apply for a PR. Bro, it is heavy duty 2025 right now. I don't know if you're watching the trend. You will see that every province in Canada right now take heavy duty technician, heavy duty operator. They are the number one right now. Before it is tech. You see, come to tech, Canada, tech way, pathway. They don't really like tech is not my wife. Oh God, my wife is calling me. Just why are you calling me? So because I know why she's calling me. I have an appointment by 9 o'clock. So and this is almost 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. So now that is why she's calling me. So I have an appointment with someone with my and I think that is why she's calling me. So I'll be rounding up. So this live program, yeah. But let me end it. 2025. If you watch Canada's trend, you will know that before 2, 3, 4 years ago, it's all about tech. It's all about this. It's all about come as a truck driver. Right now, they don't even talk about truck drivers anymore. I don't think maybe you guys are following the trend. Like truck drivers is not something they even focus on right now. The trend has passed. It's just like someone now telling me that you want to come to Canada as a truck driver. It's a waste of money. I don't want to use an F word. So it's a waste of, if it's a passion, I'm not saying it. If it's a passion to drive, fine, go for it. There's nothing, but if you want to use a truck driver to get a PR, or no, it's a waste of money. Because truck driving is very expensive. Like people don't know that it is very, very expensive to become a truck driver in Canada. So now, and the best way right now in 2025, if you're a student watching this video and maybe you are in a business admin or this course that are not prioritized right now, like they don't focus on them right now, is to become an operator. Operator is very easy to become. I don't know. I've taught so many people on heavy duty equipment, and operator is very cheap. At least to become any operator right now, from forklift is $200. $200 is so cheap to become something that will pay you, that will be giving you like $25, $30 and above per hour. So in that, if you become an heavy duty operator, you pay $200, $250 for that ticket. You get a job today. Before the end of that day, you will get your money back. Let's say they even pay you worst they paid you $20 per hour, and you are working 12 hours every day. So that means that by 10th hours, you already made back your $200 for that, for that ticket. So it is very cheap and easy, and it is the fastest way to become a PR, a permanent resident in Canada. Every province around Canada right now in 2025 takes heavy duty operator, heavy duty technician #1. So now they are the top in line. So go for it, and you never regret going for it. I bet you, like, that is where I started. That is where I started. So you never regret going for it. I don't know. So like, people don't just want to go for it because people has different opinion about it. You never regret being an operator. So is another thing is that you don't just, with time you get bored, then you advance. Advancement, in life. In life, you don't want to stay in one place. All this $20, $25, when it will come to a time that it will not be enough for you. So it's always better to advance, 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 advance. So okay, we need to know. We need you to be holding life. Yeah, 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 yeah. So yes, I'll be doing it. The thing about me is that I saw a comment in one of my videos yesterday, and I just shake my head to that comment. I'm rounding up. I have an appointment with someone by 9 o'clock, and it's already 9:02. And this person now white man. So if I miss that appointment, I'll have to reschedule again tomorrow. So because nine is nine. But I want to use this to round up this live video. I saw a comment in one of my video yesterday that, hey, like, what's it called, like, I don't reply to people's questions and all that. Like, okay, I'm only posting on video on YouTube to get money, and hey, I just shake it. Like, I see, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not a content creator. I do this as fun. If you watch my video, you see that my video is different from every other YouTubers or content or Canadian content creators out there. Because of what? I don't make it for views. Like, how much views am I even getting from all these videos? And I'm not there to make it for more. I have my normal 9 to 5 jobs that is paying me well. Like, see, as that's what I'm saying. Like, if you become an heavy duty, if you go into heavy duty, you will never regret going in, especially in Canada. I'm being paid well, like if I decide not to do anything again, my normal job is okay for me. So now, but I'm doing this as a passion. I'm doing it as I have enough time. Let me just, do it. That's why my videos right now, I can post now, and if there's no time for me, I'll maybe in 1 month again, you might not even see my videos or anything. I try as much as possible to reply. I try as much as possible to engage with everyone. But we should, you guys are my family, but we should try to understand, like, I'm not a full-time. See, most of these YouTubers, they are full-time content creators. That is why they will be able to post morning, day, afternoon, every day, 3, 4 times a week. But or maybe they are working in a job whereby, if you guys understand heavy duty now. Sometimes if I come back from work, I'll be so tired. Sometimes if there's nothing to do, like, work now, like, sometimes work can be so tired, and sometimes it will be so easy. So like yesterday, I tried to make a video yesterday, but I was so engaged, an appointment to another appointment and another, so I was so tired to even make a video. And today now I have an appointment with somebody. I'm going through right now. These are normal side hustles. Like, you get paid. That is it. Like, I have an appointment, so I'm gonna get paid for that. So immediately I'm back, I'll quickly hold camera again to start recording and blah 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 and everything. Start editing and everything. So upload. I am not a full-time content creator and I have my normal job. So it is not that easy for me to be replying, to be, replying. I can't, there's no way I'll be able to reply everybody. I love to, even people are asking me, like, they want to pay me, like, Taiwo, can I pay you, a one-on-one? See, I'd be like, no, no, you don't need to pay me. Like, I don't need to, I'm not after anybody's money or anything. If drop your question and nobody can talk, point fingers out there, like I've ever asked or maybe take money, like, okay, maybe a one-on-one, or maybe ask him or her to pay any money or anything. So we are here to help each other, and that is my focus here. So if you have, I'll try as much as possible to be doing live videos, maybe anytime. So maybe weekend, maybe weekdays, anytime. Before, I can do it at work, but now I cannot do it at work because of my position now. I was told not to, and I don't even know, maybe one of my colleagues will be watching. Most of my colleagues at work saw my YouTube. My HR, I am the human resources, HR, my HR knows about my video. My managers, directors, they followed me on YouTube. They are watching my videos. So because of my content that falls into my line, I was told not to say some things online just to avoid, company policies and all that. So that is why if you watch my video from the beginning, you will see that it's now changing a little bit because of my company, because of the company policy, because of, I was told to, even I have to remove some videos about that. So about trade in Canada and everything and all that. So it's company's policy and it's government policies, and also they don't want some things to be out there. So they don't want some things, because when it's out there, people, to start becoming overcrowded, like all these tech pathways. That is why, before now you can come to Canada and become this and that, but later it become overcrowded, that it's now useless. So they don't want that to happen. I was called to just restrict on. I was not told not to say about it, but to remove some things or not to say some things, not to become, so to avoid that thing becoming overcrowded. So that is why I reduce, and all that. So, but I'll try as much as possible. I was not told not to say anything, to my followers, or to say anything bad, but the government don't just want something to be, out there, and people will now start going into that thing, then to become, so then even the citizen will not be able to benefit in that thing anymore. So they still want their citizens to be able to come in and everything. So the government don't want it out there, at least for now. But I was not told not to see anything. So, but they just don't want some things again. So I believe I don't want to open up some of what happened, and that is why. So, but I'll try as much as possible to be available, and all this country, they are watching you no matter what. So they are, even my company is watching this video, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, maybe they are part of you guys watching my videos, checking what I'm saying. So, and government are watching. It's a free country, but still, you just have to watch some things that you're saying, like not to, especially when it comes to trade industry. Trade industry is something that they always want their people to benefit more. And that is why, because that's why it's one of the most heavily paid industry in Canada. But if anybody can benefit from it, anybody can become a tradesman, and anybody, and we'll hold our hands together, to be part of it. So if you have any question or you have anything, drop. I'll definitely, if I have time, if I see your question, I'll definitely reply to your question. And if I don't, then I'll be coming live weekend, Saturday or Sunday, to we'll do one-on-one together. We'll reply to our question And yeah, and that is it. So yeah, thanks for your time, guys. I really, really appreciate you guys, coming this morning or this evening. So we'll see you again next week. Thank you so much. Yeah.